that's the destiny. Joshua Van wins this belt, and then I say to stop the fight. And the time I say to stop the fight, my arm back to the position, and I say, "Oh my God, why I stopped the fight?" That's the real chance to Joshua Van prove he's the champion of the world. That's the real fight for the belt because with me don't have a fight.
What is your message to Joshua Van? I've been bothering this man and his team for quite some time. I have essentially been bothering them since December, and it took a minute, but we are here. We are actually here. I'm sweating, golly. We are here, and it's a great pleasure and privilege to be joined by the, at least for now, former UFC flyweight champion, but I have a feeling he's going to get another crack at that belt in very, very, very short order. He is Alexandre Pantoja, and he's kind enough to join us right here and now. Hello, Alex. How are you, my friend?
Very good. Thank you too. Wait in my interview, Ariel. I promised to you, I've talked with Pahumpa about that. I wait a lot of time to talk about because I need to understand what's happening. Lose like that, it's very hard for me. In that day, I'm so ready to fight, and I show everybody and show to myself about my level.
Okay, so first of all, thank you for doing the first interview with us, and I completely respect and understand that you needed some time. I was bothering Pahumpa a little bit, and he always told me, he's asking you in due time, and this seems like a good time with the flyweight title on the line in 2 weeks. But I want to go obviously all the way back to December, and even leading up to that fight. Were there any health issues, arm issues? Were there any issues whatsoever leading up to the Joshua Van fight? Obviously, we saw what happened, and we'll get to that. But just curious if there was anything leading up to the fight that may have caused the injury.
I I don't have any problem with my arm. I have some another injury in my body, but it's very far to my arm. I make a MRI to check. And that point, it's not serious. I keep training. Yes, I think nobody fight 100%. It's very hard to go to UFC in the octagon and fight 100%. But in that day, I'm very good. That's the destiny. Joshua Van wins this belt. And I know when I hurt my arm and he stopped a little bit. He know I hurt my arm. And then when he understand, I'm start to put my arm back to the fight, and then he understand I need try to punch Pantoja because Pantoja come back. But in that point, I trained MMA all my life, and I know if I try to fight with my arm dislocation like that, can be worse to me, and then I'm gonna take a lot of time to be back, and then I say to stop the fight. And the time I say to stop the fight, my arm back to the position, and I say, "Oh my God, why I stopped the fight?" And that's what's happening. I don't know, 99.9% in my soul believe I'm beat Joshua Van that night, but that's what's happening. I'm going to smash this kid.
Was there any specialist or doctor that you saw after that said that you should have surgery? Sometimes when there's a dislocation, now all of a sudden, it becomes susceptible to more injury and it's loose. I don't know the medical terms, but you know what I mean. Did anyone try to say it would be better to have a surgery?
You know what Vini Panzenza say?
Yeah.
You don't know how man I am. You don't know how kind of man I am. No, but some doctors say it's better if I make a surgery, but one doctor is my doctor Gelb. He say you don't need, because if you open your arm, it's gonna be more injury. You good. You recover fast. Do your therapy, and I believe in him. I'm work very hard every day.
So right now you will not have the surgery, right?
Yeah.
How does it feel?
I think we can talk about that. UFC asking me about the fight. But if I can remember, this is like a last days from January, and in that time is like a 2 months ago. I say no, maybe I can fight in June. But after that, after 1 month, last days in start February, March, beginning of the March. I think I'm ready to fight. If a guy ask me, maybe I'm ready to fight in Miami, but that's okay. I can like enjoy watch the fight. I think for that fight, that's the real chance to Joshua Van prove he's the champion of the world. That's the real fight for the belt because with me don't have a fight.
So you're saying that event, are you talking about the event at the end of January, the Paramount Plus debut? They were asking you if you can fight on that one?
For in April.
Okay, they didn't ask you to fight in
No,
January.
yeah. Nah, no, I can't.
In January, they asked you if you'd be ready in April, but it was too soon.
Yes, in that moment, like I'm very for.
Sure. Now that we're so close, do you think you could have fought in April or no?
If the guys maybe call me right now, say, hey, someone's out.
Yeah.
Maybe I say I'm in. But no, I respect the game. I respect the game. I respect myself. I know when I lose my belt, it's like everybody from my division have a chance to be a champion of the world. Nobody respect Josh Avan. Everybody say, "Hey, I can fight for the belt." And this is nice in some point, because we have so many attention right now. Flyweight is on fire, bro. You have so many good names. Kyoji Gucci come to the division. You have Manel Cape, you have Rival, Taira, so many good names. The guy fight with Moreno, I forget his name. He's a very good kid.
Kavanaugh.
Yeah, we have so many good names now, and that's amazing time for flyweight. I'm very glad to watch all that. And but that's nice, I think uh everybody have to pass for that, Pantoja injury, lose to myself, lose to something happen. Josh Avan have the opportunity right now to prove to everybody he's the champion of the world with a very good opponent, Taira. Very young too. Yeah, we want to talk about that. That's the first title fight with both fighters born in 2000. That's nice, man. The UFC prove uh, a lot of things with that. I see so many fans right now. Special young kids. That's amazing time for UFC. I love to be part of this. Uh, yeah, and I'm just wait to my time. That's nice. That fight is here in Miami. Miami. I have 1 hour to drive to go to the fights. I'm there. I go watch the fight and see who's my next opponent. If I have a rematch with a Josh Avan, or if I have opportunity to fight with a new blood, very good Japanese skills, Taira.
Have you been told that you are fighting the winner?
I hope so. I hope so. I think that's the best for the company.
Sure. You should fight the winner. You deserve it, but I was wondering if they said this to you or your team.
I'm not sure. Maybe talk with my manager and some.
Okay.
I'm just I'm the athlete. A business with the business guys, and I'm thinking about myself business. Training very hard. I want to be ready when the UFC call me. That's something good. Both guys very young. Maybe we can make this fight like very soon.
Do you have a preference? Would you prefer if Josh wins so that you can get the revenge?
I think everybody wants to see me versus Josh Avan. That's very interesting. But like a UFC fan, that's nice thing to watch. But Pantoja, myself, I don't care. I just want to fight with the best fighter of the world. That's why I'm here. I have this opportunity. For me, doesn't matter who's gonna be. I want to be ready and fight with the best fighter of the world.
Some fans online were upset by his celebration, by Joshua reacting the way in which he did. Were you upset?
That's the only way to him. Joshua will win this fight. The only way. His celebration, of course, he win the belt, but he win opportunity to don't fight with me. You know, first 30 seconds of the fight, I scored him so many times. He tried to grapple with me, you know. uh, and that's what's happened, you know. I think he celebration to all that, you know. But I'm not judge, you know. I'm not judge because that's the dream for everybody, you know. And like I say, in his destiny, have this belt, you know. And now everybody have opportunity to see if Josh Evans is real champion of the world, or if he just like a ticket from Willy Wonka fabric, you know.
A lottery ticket.
Fuck, man, that kid is very lucky, man.
Does your elbow feel 100% now? Does it feel back to normal or not quite yet?
You know, I have just one point. I feel uncomfortable, but I lift the same weight I lift before, you know, and that can prove a lot. Of course, I have some movements I take care about. Like this is like my inconscience, like try to hold me.
Yeah.
But I make it sparring, I make it wrestling. Guys throw me in the floor a lot of times. I lift with the same weight. Uh, and I get, oh, look this guy, look this guy. Yeah, I haven't been work. I haven't been work. These are just a pads, like I don't know, 20 days ago. Feel amazing. That's a great opportunity, you know, train America Top Team with Kyoji Gucci, with all my teammates. Adriano Moraes have a very good fight right now with Mokaev. That's that's a very, you know, and Kyoji see my style, like I see I try to recover fast, and I think this is good for him. And I tell Kyoji all the time, if he need a training partner to that fight with the Mario Cap, he can pick me. You know, we can train together.
Wow.
100%. I can maybe I can train with Kyoji when he fight with me. You know?
It's amazing. All the top flyweights at ATT over there. I saw Makayev there with you guys.
But Kyoji have a different feeling. I think have a different feeling. Like he don't like too much, you know, about that because maybe because he feel uncomfortable. Because I learned so much with him, Ariel. I learned so much with Kyoji. When I'm starting training America Top Team, he beat me all the time. And right now it's a little bit different, you know, but he's still so competitive, and that's amazing to have a training partner with like him. And I tell to him all the time, if I have this belt, because Kyoji helped me to come to this level, you know, this level of the fight. He showed me the level.
What is your message to Joshua Van? This is the first time we hear you speak since that fight. What would you like to say to him?
Ariel, I don't have a message for him, you know, like uh, maybe be your best. Like I want to have opportunity to fight with the best fighters of the world. And the day I fight with Joshua Van, if he win the fight, I want to fight with the best Joshua Van ever. You know, that's what I want. You know, I make my own way. I don't talk about the life about anyone. You know, that's your life. Do what you want to do with your life. You know.
By the way, I didn't ask you specifically, but do you think Van wins the fight against Tyra?
It's hard. You know, he Joshua Van beat all the Japanese. Ray something. He's a wrestling, very good wrestling. I forget his last name, but he fight with a very good wrestling kid from Japan. But of course, it's different. You know, Taira have good grappling. It's not just wrestling. You know, he very strong, very tall guy for flyweight division. That's a good matchup. You know, and that's what I say. That's the opportunity to Josh Van prove to everybody he's the champion of the world. You know, I not can pick someone to. I think both in the same level. You know.
Well, not that long ago, he entered the cage after one of your wins. Maybe you can do the same on April 11th if he wins.
Yeah, maybe if Joshua Van win the belt, like I can do that. But maybe if Taira win the belt, maybe UFC ask to me. But like we respect the moment. You know, that's a beautiful moment. It's part of the show, of course. In my moment, that's okay for me because In that time, I defend my belts for the fourth time. But if your first time win this belt, like if Taira wins this fight for the first time, I'm not gonna be very comfortable to go there. If he open, if he feel free to do that, but I respect his moment. You know,